Hello and welcome to our latest deep dive. Today we're unpacking an absolutely fascinating and honestly kind of terrifying list from Gramedia Literacy. We are looking at the 12 deadliest creatures that share our planet. And trust me, by the time we wrap up this explainer, the way you view the animal kingdom is going to be completely changed.
Okay, close your eyes for a second. I want you to picture the ultimate apex predator. What comes to mind? A massive great white shark, right? Or maybe a roaring lion, or a grizzly bear standing on its hind legs? It's just human nature to associate sheer size and sharp teeth with danger. But as we go through this list, you're going to realize that those assumptions are about to get totally shattered. The true heavyweights of the natural world rarely look like the monsters we see in movies.
Well, before we even meet our first creature, we've got to clear something up. Almost everyone gets this wrong, treating the words poison and venom like they're the exact same thing. But in the scientific community, confusing these two is a pretty major rookie mistake. The biological difference here is actually super cool. Think of poison as a passive defense. It's a toxin that does its damage when you swallow or absorb it. Basically, if you bite the animal and you die, it's poisonous. Venom, on the other hand, is an active weapon. It has to be injected directly into your bloodstream through a bite or a sting. So, if the animal bites you and you die, it's venomous. Keep that little piece of trivia in your back pocket as we check out our lineup today. All right, let's jump straight into Category 1, Hidden Monsters in the Water. Let's start with an absolute titan. Growing up to 23 feet long and weighing well over a ton, the saltwater crocodile is basically a living dinosaur. It's an incredibly fast, aggressive swimmer in both salt and fresh water. This apex predator relies on explosive ambush tactics, and tragically, it claims hundreds of human lives every single year. It is exactly the kind of massive monster we'd expect to see on a list like this. But what if the monster is invisible? Floating silently in Indo-Pacific waters, we have the box jellyfish. Its most terrifying advantage is a nearly transparent body. You literally can't see it coming. It has up to 15 tentacles, and each one can grow 10 feet long. Those tentacles are draped in thousands of venomous stinging cells called nematocysts. The venom is so unbelievably potent that it simultaneously attacks your nervous system, skin cells, and heart. Victims often go into rapid shock, suffering heart failure before they can even reach the beach.
And the ocean's camouflage experts don't end there. Meet the stonefish. It sits perfectly disguised among marine sand and rocks. If you accidentally step on what looks like an ordinary rock, the dorsal spines on its back inject a highly lethal neurotoxin. The pain is described as unimaginably excruciating. Without immediate medical treatment, this defensive venom can be completely fatal to an adult human in just 2 hours. Moving right along to dry land for Category 2, super fast land predators.
Imagine a 14-foot snake slithering right at you at 12.5 miles per hour. That is the terrifying top speed of the black mamba. When it feels threatened, it doesn't just strike once and retreat. It strikes repeatedly. A single bite from a black mamba carries enough venom to kill 10 grown people. And without antivenom, that bite is 100% fatal in a mere 20 minutes. Absolutely wild. Now, land predators operate in such incredibly diverse ways. Take the desert-dwelling viper. It uses its saw-like scales to create this raspy, hissing warning sound called stridulation right before it strikes with a double dose of lethal venom. But then contrast that with the hyper-aggressive Sydney funnel web spider. This thing gives absolutely no warning. Its venom short-circuits the human nervous system in just 30 minutes. And get this, its fangs are so sharp and strong, they can punch straight through human fingernails and even leather shoes. Through your shoe. Unbelievable. Okay, on to Category 3. Beautiful but incredibly deadly. You've probably heard of the famously adorable pufferfish. In Japan, it's served as a highly regulated delicacy called fugu, and it can only be prepared by extensively licensed chefs. Why all the red tape? Because the pufferfish's skin, liver, and muscles are packed with tetrodotoxin. To put that into perspective for you, tetrodotoxin is 1,200 times more lethal than cyanide. One wrong slice in the kitchen, and the diner suffers respiratory failure and total muscle paralysis. Or consider the brilliantly vibrant golden poison dart frog. This tiny amphibian secretes a powerful compound called batrachotoxin right through its skin. Just 2 micrograms, literally an amount the size of a pinhead, is enough to kill 10 adult men. You don't even have to be bitten. Merely touching this frog transfers a lethal dose. Tragically, though, despite having this immense evolutionary shield, their survival is severely threatened right now by rapid deforestation destroying their homes. And finally, Category 4, the smallest killers. This is where the whole script gets completely flipped. Let's talk about the African honeybee. They were brought to Brazil by scientists in 1956 to boost honey production, but they quickly earned the nickname killer bees. They have a terrifyingly low tolerance for anything disturbing their environment. They are so hyper-defensive that just the vibration of a passing car or a lawnmower can trigger a brutal, massive, and relentless swarming attack. Then we have the tsetse fly from sub-Saharan Africa. Now, the fly itself just sucks blood. It's what the fly carries that is the real nightmare. They spread trypanosomes. These are microscopic pathogens that cause African sleeping sickness. So the fly is really just the delivery system for a microscopic killer that invades the human nervous system, causing severe neurological decay and, if untreated, death. Even more unassuming? The ordinary freshwater snail. I mean, you'd never look at a tiny snail and think, lethal threat, right? But again, it's about what hitchhikes on them. These snails carry parasitic worms that they release into the water. When humans bathe or swim, those worms actually penetrate the skin, causing a debilitating disease called schistosoma iasis. It leads to severe abdominal pain, internal bleeding, and massive organ damage. But to set up the reveal of our ultimate killer, listen to this chilling quote from the World Health Organization. More than half of the human population is now at risk of mosquito-borne diseases. Let that sink in for a second. Billions of people at risk, not from sharks, not from bears, from an insect. The mosquito is barely 3 millimeters long, yet specific genuses act like flying dirty needles. They single-handedly spread malaria, dengue fever, chikungunya, yellow fever, and the West Nile virus. This fragile, tiny little insect impacts the lives of over 700 million people globally every single year. Look at these numbers. It really puts the whole thing into perspective. While a shark attack will make global headline news, freshwater snails are quietly killing up to 200,000 people annually. And the mosquito? It kills an estimated 725,000 people. The reality is undeniable. Bugs and snails astronomically outpace the deadliest snakes and crocodiles on Earth combined. Which leaves us with a pretty profound final thought. As we keep expanding our cities, clearing forests, and pushing deeper into these wild ecosystems, we inevitably cross paths with these potent defense mechanisms. So it really begs the question, when looking at these staggering death tolls, are humans the true victims of these deadly animals, or are we simply the uninvited guests wandering unaware into their natural homes? Think about that the next time you swat away a tiny insect. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep asking questions, and I'll catch you next time.